Okay, so Project Dreamscape. This is a cute game. It's also very tiny. Like the artwork on the cards is really small. So we definitely, when we use card abilities, are going to want to read these so that folks will know what they do. It is kind of a deck builder, but it's also a set collection game at the same time. So you're not collecting similar factions like Star Realms because they combo. You're collecting similar symbols because if you can get them to chain, you're going to get more points. And this will make a lot more sense when I explain the rules. The game was developed by a woman who is on the Women in Gaming forums of Board Game Geek and her husband. And which was one reason why I kind of looked at the game. I thought it was interesting because I chat with those folks online. So I was like, oh, they made a game. That's neat. But then when it actually came out, like I missed a lot of the stuff that they were doing because I was just too busy. And then I saw when it came out, I looked at it and the artwork on the cards was just, that sold me. I mean, look at these guys. Let's see if I can get one to show up on camera.
Sorry, but they're little sheep.
Army. There's battle sheep. You're counting battle sheep. It's not autofocusing because I have autofocus off, but look at that. And then they're just cute. The artwork is really adorable and blurry. Can I make it less blurry? Nope, that's worse. It's because the camera's focusing down here. But they're super cute. And the game is not very expensive. And the neat thing about the game is it comes with the base set, but it also has a second deck with it's a little bit more of an advanced deck. And so you could sub out some of the dreams and stuff so it plays a little bit differently each time because, yes, the symbols are different, but the abilities are definitely different, which I thought was really interesting. So you get kind of decent amount of bang for your buck with this game. There's also solo play. So if you want to play solitaire with regular cards, you can actually do a dream. And it's so funny because when you do the point totals, at the end, they have like what your point totals mean as far as how you control your own dreams, and it's funny. Like you basically become the celestial being if you get your points high enough. So that's kind of fun for people who like solo play. So the idea of this game is you're kind of in a study, a dream study, a sleep study. And it says the mind can really shape reality. Scientists have invented a machine that can tap into a person's dreams and make them real. However, only the strongest minds, those who can control their dreaming, are able to utilize the machine. Thus, Project Dreamscape was created to find the ultimate dreamer. So you're trying to collect the cards in a set, in a way. And if you notice, there's 2 symbols on each card, so you can kind of chain both, depending on how you collect them. When things go into your, what's essentially your discard, actually it should be technically on the right, so I'm going to move this over a little bit, but these all go face up as well. You can look through them at any time, but you may not change the order of the cards that go here, so you have to be very, very careful. But you're going to buy cards, you're going to put them here. That's your REM cycle sleep deck, essentially. These are Z cards, because you're sleeping. These are what you use to buy cards from the Dreamscape. So this is our sleep deck. Geez, there's cat hair all over the world. So this is the Dreamscape, and this is our money, essentially. So the way the game works is, I haven't played this before, so I have to look through the book as I explain. I've read it, but I just haven't played. And also, this is our scoring table, and we'll talk about what this means. But this explains currently what the different... Wait a minute, I think this is the solo player. Let's go away. We don't need that. But this is our scoring table, so you can always look to see if you need to check to see if you're collecting the right cards. And I'll explain how we score, but you can pass that around. And we also have, I think there's a scoring table right on the side of the box, too. Wow. Hermetically sealed. There we go. So we can use this as well. So have one on one side, one on the other, maybe. Yeah.
It's actually way easier to read just like that.
But yeah, that's what I thought. Because that's kind of tiny. But it's nice to have something to reference. So there are 2 phases. There's deep sleep accumulation, and then there is directing your sleep. That's where you're kind of going into the dreamscape. What deep sleep accumulation means is you can take a card from the top of the sleep deck, and this is also our timer. When we run out of cards, where we can't have a full 5 cards in the dreamscape, then the game ends and we tally our points. You can take a card without flipping it over and just put it into your Z stack, which enables you to buy more expensive cards. You want to be careful. You may do this. You do not have to, but you can. But just be aware that the more of those you have, the fewer points you're going to get at the end of the game, because you will subtract the total number of Z cards from your point value.
Okay.
Now, depending on what you're going for, that might not be a big deal.
Now, are you spending the Z cards, or are you just leaving?
You turn them sideways.
Okay.
So,
but you keep them.
Yes.
Okay.
So if I had this and I, want to buy the one on the end there, I'm going to do that. I'm just going to turn it sideways or put it somewhere so people can see it. So I'm going to do it up here, so that you know that it's been spent. So you can take one of those, and that represents your will in guiding your dreams. Now here's the thing. There are instances where having more of these is actually better, because it's a tiebreaker.
Okay.
If you're tied, one who has the most Z cards, took the most risk, who controlled their dreams the most, essentially, is the winner.
Okay.
So there's that, but that doesn't mean you should have 10 of these.
Right.
Now, after you've done that, you have to buy a card from the Dreamscape.
Okay.
Now, and that includes cards that you've reserved on your previous turn using the Lucid Dreaming skill, which is one of the skills on these cards. I think it is this one?
It's that one.
That one. And
in the Dreamscape.
yeah, and so it's a little bit like Splendor, where you're kind of reserving a card, but it doesn't go technically in your hand, it just goes near you. You have to buy at least one card, including the card that you reserved, so be aware of that.
Yeah.
And the cost of the card is based on the distance from the dream. So if it's a weaker dream, it costs less. If it's closer to the sleep stack, it's more expensive. Now, when you buy the card, you don't immediately refresh. It's not like Star Realms where you immediately put something in. You're going to move some cards around first. So you buy the ones you wish to purchase. You can buy as many as you can afford. You're not required to buy a ton, but you can buy as many as you want.
But you have to buy one.
Yes. When you buy a card, it goes face up on your REM deck immediately. So you want to, you can't buy like, I'm going to buy 3 and then put them in there. You buy 1, you buy another one, because they have to be in the order of purchase.
Okay.
And that order can never change. The orientation doesn't matter. So if I buy this one, I can put it this way or this way. It literally doesn't matter.
But can you change it later?
You don't have to. That's why it doesn't matter. It does not matter. The order matters. What the orientation doesn't, and I'll explain. It'll make a lot more sense when I talk about scoring. But the order very much matters for scoring. You could stack the deck because, yeah, you could stack the deck incorrectly. But you can. It doesn't matter which way you put it. Just kind of look at them and decide which skill you might want to use, because you can use the skill too when you buy the card. So usually the orientation, you'll put it so that you can read it. That's all that matters as far as orientation goes.
But could you use either skill?
You can use either skill. Yep. So you immediately perform the text. If you choose a dream type that cannot be performed, then that can happen. Then just nothing happens. If you purchase a Z card from the Dreamscape, so if there's one in there where you can actually get a Z card from it, you can immediately use it to buy another card if you want to. So it doesn't count like towards your next turn; it counts towards your current turn.
So you have to buy one card, but you could buy more.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, because this one Perfect Respite, you gain a Z card and add it to your Deep Sleep deck.
Yep, and you can use it right away if you want to. You don't have to. Like if there's no other cards that interest you, or you just don't have enough money for a second card, but you can. You have the option of immediately using it.
Makes sense.
Then, after you've bought all the cards that you're planning on buying, you prepare for the next participant. So you're going to take all of the cards and slide them down.
Yeah,
so they get cheaper. It is a lot like that. They get cheaper as you go, and then you flip the new cards.
The other game. Well, there's like a bunch of different games.
Yeah, we have. Well, yeah.
They do move down like Legendary, though.
It's like Triassic Terror.
Yeah,
the skills.
Yeah.
It slides down. And then once you are done, any cards that you've turned sideways for whatever reason, you're going to turn face up. So if you spent your Z cards, you turn them back up. So you kind of maintenance your area before the next player's turn. And then... and that includes all of the cards, the dream cards that were reserved. So when you reserve a card, you're basically placing it in full view sideways. You can't use the ability or anything, but it turns up so then you can buy it and then use the ability. Yeah. Then you're going to do, once we run out of cards and we're done, we're going to do kind of the end of study and evaluation of our cards. So you take all of your cards from your REMS cycle and you slide them out so that they are in the same exact order but in a row. And then what you're going to do is look at your continuous dreaming. So You spread out your REM stack without changing the order. You go through the different dream types to see if adjacent cards share the same dream. These are dreams.
Yeah.
So do we have anything that shares it? Let me give you an example.
So like these two?
Yes, and it doesn't matter the orientation. So
like if this one was between these two, that would work. Is that one and that one and that one and that one?
Because they're next to each other. Yes. So you could do, if it was like this, even if it was like this, they still count. You
Right,
go up and down.
Literally just physically.
They just have to be next to each other.
Yeah.
And you can do multiples. So if this was like this, actually it doesn't even matter, but if these were next to each other this way, these two, it just says that,
yeah.
yes. Now let's say there was one that was spaced. Let's say these two were together, and then you had two more further on. They just count as separate points.
Yeah.
So what you're going to do is count the number. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. You look over here for 4, that's worth 6 points.
Oh.
So we'll probably need like a piece of paper or something to keep track of our points, or just have everybody tally their points separately, one at a time. We can do it that way too, or we can use our phones. But essentially, you know, and then you might have another one that only has like 3 together, and you know what I mean? So you want to look for any contiguous dreams throughout the entire REM cycle. Does that make sense?
So this is only 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
And then this is 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes, because it's a separate dream.
Because
Yep.
there's different suit.
Yes, and then let's say you had these two came up again later. That'd be another 4. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It'll make more sense as we play, but that's the basics of it.
I have a notepad for
Oh, sweet.
totaling points.
All right, cool. And then we're gonna roll off real quick to see who goes first. It's not what they tell you to do in the book, but that's what we're gonna do. 9.
Because that's how we always do it.
Well,
Yeah, it's just easier.
That's how we roll.
It is how we roll. So I believe you go first.
Yeah.
You can pick which side. Doesn't matter because it's only Imagine Solo play. But
Yeah, but I don't want
that's
the
the
night. I don't want the night.
you want the Nightmare?
No.
You want the Z?
I want the perfect respite. Come on. It's perfect.
So you can buy a Z card if you want, or take a Z card. That's the first part.
And that would allow me to actually buy 1 or 2. Because otherwise, you can only buy 1.
Yep.
And what's in our Z stack doesn't matter, right?
Right. It's always face down. It doesn't matter. It just at the end of the game it does, because if you need to know the types of dreams, I also have this book. So if you can't read it on the card, to decide which one you want.
So what happens with the abilities? How do you use the abilities? Do
You
use
just
them
read the card.
just when you buy them?
Yeah. Yeah. As soon as you buy it.
Only when you buy them?
Yes.
So what does reserving do?
Hmm?
So does reserving mean you just like pull it out of? Does it pull
lose
out
the
of
dreams?
the row entirely? Do you reserve something?
Yeah. You take a card from the Dreamscape and place it sideways in front of you.
So if for some reason I already had a card that I could reserve and I wanted to reserve this one,
Yes.
it's going to cost me 4 next turn?
No. Nope. So essentially what's going to happen is you take a card from the Dreamscape and you place it sideways in front of you. During phase 3, you turn it upright and it will be available for purchase next turn, on your next turn.
Right.
How much is
But is
on
it,
the
yeah.
next turn?
It stays there until you pay 1 point to play it to your REM stack,
Okay.
or is discarded at the end of the project if you do not pay for it.
Okay.
So you're basically pulling it out and saying, okay, I want this for later.
So
And because
if
you're
you have it,
reserving it, it will
you
be
could
cheaper,
pull
but you
this
don't get it till the
one.
next turn.
It doesn't matter because it's only going to cost
It's
you 1
literally
next
just
turn.
like Splendor, where you're going to grab a card that you're going to later be able to buy. You don't want somebody else to get it, so you take it. You can put it in front of you, and then but be aware that when you make a purchase, if you want to buy this card, you have to buy from here too.
Right.
So you can't that's one way to prevent you from hoarding a bunch of cards. And you can also never buy it. You can just leave it there so nobody gets it. There is no limit to the number of cards that can be reserved. Opponents cannot buy dream cards that another participant has reserved. This is in front of you at that point.
Right. I don't really want to do.
And we only score at the end of the project, right?
Correct.
Once all these are gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So if I add a card to my Z stack, I can still buy.
Yeah, it's two
Just-
phases.
right,
Draw
right.
the Z card or not, and then buy.
Okay. So I will draw a Z card. And then I will buy this one.
Okay.
And this one allows me to rearrange the cards. So I'm going to rearrange them so that this one
Is that what it says? Is rearrange?
says rearrange the cards in the Dreamscape.
That makes more sense.
Because it's shifting dreams.
Yeah. No, I just it looked
'Cause,
like
I mean, I
it
could
looked, when I
copy-
was looking at it down there, it looked like recharge instead of rearrange. So
Yeah, it says rearrange. I mean, I could copy the top card in the Dreamscape, but nobody else has a REM deck, so
Right.
I'm not going to do that. So now I can spend the other one and buy the other one, which allows me now to reserve one. So I going to reserve this one because why not? It's worth it's faster that way. Okay.
Now those cards slide down
And then that's
to 1 and 2.
So we those go to 1
Draw
and
3
2,
ones.
and then we have 3, 4, and 5. And now I turn these back up because
And
my
there.
turn is over.
Your reserve card gets flipped up too, because you can buy it next turn. It goes. Everything gets flipped up.
Oh, okay.
So that
You gonna flip a card?
I'm gonna take a Z card. And then I'm going to pay 1. Do perfect respite, which gives me another Z card. And then I'm going to do that and
You want to look at the different types of
this
games.
one.
A little bit easier to read than the cards.
Yeah.
I mean, once you know it, you don't really need to look
Wow,
at the
that's
cards.
really
You just need to
funny.
look at the symbols.
So what does it mean to flip a card in the Dreamscape?
You're going to pick a card and flip it over, and it becomes a Z card.
Oh.
Oh, so someone buys. Okay, I get
And
it.
if they
okay.
buy it, it goes here instead of in the REMS stack.
Ah,
And you
I
can
get
also
it.
use that to flip a Z card that has been turned, or a
back
Dreamscape
into
back.
normal.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna actually do the recurring dream.
It's a cute game.
And that way, I will get
You're going
another. I'm gonna get another Z card. And yes, I realize that might be a little much at once, but that's fine.
Yeah.
We actually have
And technically, that's one that I still have, but
Mhm.
I can't use it. So, and then it'll be your turn. All of my stuff will flip up. Yeah.
Okay. So I
yeah, if you want one, yes. You don't
It
have
just
to
dawned
take
on
one.
me that this soda has been there for more than a month.
Has it really? Is that good or bad?
That I would think would be bad.
It's not very tasty.
Has it been there that long, really?
It's the last time that I've been here gaming.
Oh, yeah.
geez.
that's been a while.
Yeah, because we had the amazing.
Oh, that's right. Ew. Aw, man, that root beer's probably bad too.
It's probably not
There's-
great.
There's
And
root
there's-
beer.
No. That's root beer? It's orange.
No,
No, there's.
I got 2 orange, 2 root beer, and 2 ginger ale. I got 2 of each.
Oh,
So
man.
people
I'll
would
wait
have
till we
different-
start playing Asylum.
I really want to like bug you for the other orange one because I really want to try the hard orange. Was it
It's in
good?
there. Yeah.
We should totally play Time Stories after the broadcast.
Mm.
One, because it'd be perfect for the Asylum.
Mm.
Not that it matters, that's one drink. So,
So you have to buy one of these.
Yeah.
You have to buy.
I guess I'll just buy that one.
I mean, it depends on what you want. Because this lets you do some interesting things.
So I can choose either side?
Yep. Yeah, because.
no, you can't make somebody discard if they have only one.
So you're
So I can use this now?
You have to.
Oh, that's
If
right.
you're going to use
Yeah.
it, you have to use it.
Okay, well, since you
Just
royally
have to-
screwed me over last game, I'm gonna make
I
you.
didn't royally screw you over.
So we just discard it,
Mhm.
or do we place
What's
it?
up? Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I almost handed you the game. If I hadn't done that, you would have won.
You really screwed me over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
And it's not like...
Not
you
no,
wouldn't, yeah, you wouldn't have gotten
probably
any.
And honestly, taking away one of my Z cards when I have 4 after turn 1 is probably not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
Okay. So you really.
So thank you.
So that's all you can really do, right?
Yeah.
You can't do anything. So.
What does the moon thing do? Floating free?
Floating free. Pull a dream card from your rem stack and play it on top.
Huh.
Or shifting dreams, rearrange the cards in the dreamscape.
Oh, that's cool. So
Oh.
you can stack your deck then.
Only with that card.
Yeah.
But yes.
Mm.
And the other thing is that floating free messes with your flow, though.
It can and it can't. It depends, because you can pull something out if it's messing up your flow and just stick it on top.
True,
You know what
but
I mean?
then you have floating free in your flow now too. So
That's true.
Like, and there doesn't seem so far. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of those.
Yeah.
So
But you have another shifting dream. You have
this is also true.
I might take...
a Z card or floating free.
Well, I'm definitely taking Zigguard, because it's the first thing that I'm allowed to do. And then...
Yeah, you can skip it. Because this allows you to flip a card or replay the dream card that is under that one, which you don't have one yet. So.
Right. But...
So by replay, it just means use the ability again.
Yes, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to... I think I want interrupted sleep.
Sentence I'm sure was never said before this game.
I know, right? I think I want interrupted sleep.
It doesn't matter whether you want it or not. You get it all the time.
Yeah.
I turned them both because I didn't turn them when I spent, but and that's it because it's all my Z.
Okay. All right. So yeah.
That's cool.
So I think we'll do that. Now.
What? Me chewing a chip?
No. You guys want to hear that?
What sounds like a clock? Like a
No.
digital clock?
No, this like that sounds like crickets almost in the background.
Yeah, maybe that's...
It's not really
I
crickets.
will buy
I
the
think it's your
first one.
ceiling fan.
Oh, yeah.
And that allows me to rearrange the cards in the Dreamscape. So I will put this one here, and I'll move this one down here. Then I will buy Shifting Dreams and Night Terrors. And I really need to rearrange them anymore. I'm not gonna bother. And then I will buy the one that I have to. And wow.
You don't have to buy it if
You
you,
don't
want
have to buy it.
Oh, I thought I had to.
No, you just
No.
can.
If you buy that, you have to still buy from the Dream thing. That's the only...
Right.
Ah. Okay. Well,
It's worthwhile because it's not
I was
too
planning.
much.
That's why
Yeah.
I was planning it. That's why I did it that way, so I get the.
It's the same symbol, so...
Are you reshuffling?
There's no. Well.
You can use either power.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you could get rid of someone's D card.
Actually.
Which, for that matter, you
Actually, yeah. I think I'm going to do that.
Do what?
I mean, it's all gonna go there anyway.
I know, but it doesn't matter. I mean, unless you want me to make you lose a Z
No,
card.
I'm fine.
I mean, it's, I can. I could have made someone lose twice. I could have made someone lose 2 cards, or made 2 people lose cards.
True.
But I didn't want to start that right away. Unlike Ashley, who was like, "Screw you! Don't learn your Z card."
All right. I will take a Z card.
of Ashley's card show up.
There you go.
What
Perfect.
does lucid dreaming do?
The lucid dreaming allows you
To
to
reserve a
reserve a
card.
card in the dreamscape,
Okay.
which is nice.
It is nice. It's also expensive. Then again, it's not expensive for you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you
And the neat thing is you can reserve a fiber and make it a 1 point cost the next
Mhm.
turn.
That's what I did.
That's kind of what I'm thinking about doing. Alright. 1. Perfect respite. I will take a Z card.
I just thought it'd be funny to let you buy and get another one free since she made you lose it.
Then I will buy the floating free lucid dreaming. And I will use the reserve a card option.
For this one.
Reserve
That's
that
what I would have done.
And that's it.